I get those goosebumps every time. I need the Heimlich, throw that to the side. I get those goosebumps every time, yeah. When you
Greetings, technicians. This is Admin Pro here, your coach of the Toronto Star Raptors, bringing you another team builder for the PCL, the Pokemon Champions League. This week we'll be taking on Whitelotus, the coach of the Columbus Croagunks. And in this video, I'm just gonna be talking about the sets that I'm bringing and my thought process, or I guess my game plan going into the match. So first of all, Whitelotus is a very good player. From his past match, I never played him before. However, he is one of the few undefeated team in the Generation League. So hopefully the Raptors can pick up a W this week with the mons that we're gonna be bringing. So let's just hop right into it, shall we? So first up, we have Incurcio, the Hydreigon, packing the Choice Scarf once again. The moves are Dark Pulse, U-Turn, Draco Media, and Earth Power. Dark Pulse is just there for general stab to click against everything barring, of course, the fairies and maybe the Justify Arcanine, which I think he has a high chance of bringing, just Arcanine in general. Maybe not so much the Justify ability, but it is something that I have to keep in mind. His other two abilities are Intimidate and Flash Fire. Oh, by the way, my opponent's team should, and his roster should appear to your right, or I guess your right, or my right. Anyway, you're right now. So U-Turn is there for momentum if I expect him to switch into one of his fairies to take the Dark Pulse or the Draco Meteor, and Draco Meteor is there just for general stab. Earth Power is there to help me hit the mainly the Arcanine, I think. But on this set, the move that I'll be clicking the most is just Dark Pulse and U-Turn. So, and the EV spreads, let's look at it right here. We have a modest nature with max special attack and just enough speed to outrun a Scarf Galvantula. I know what you're thinking. Scarf Galvantula naturally outspeeds me anyway, so there's no point in me running max speed. However though, because Lotus is a very good player, if he didn't EV his Galvantula to outrun a Scarf Hydreigon, because he does have double fairy this week. It's funny how I only played this. I think this is my 4th week into the league. But this is the second team that I have to face with double fairy, which is quite interesting. And the first time I faced a double fairy team, I brought Hydreigon, and the second time, which is this time I guess, I'm also bringing Hydreigon, which is kind of funny. So if he only basically EV'd his Scarf Galvantula, which has a tremendous matchup against my team since I don't have a ground type as of now, he will be able to outrun me. If he only basically EV'd his Scarf Galvantula to outrun a Mega Lopunny, I just have enough speed to creep over that. I think I'm pretty sure that's what the speed is for, and the rest just in HP, a little bit in defense and a special defense. I don't know why I have a special defense actually. The defense is pretty obvious to take a little bit hits a little bit better from a potential U-turn off Greninja, since it doesn't really have anything good to hit me with outside of extrasensory. Sorry, not extrasensory, Ice Beam, which he will be pretty reluctant to click based on my team composition, since I do have a Victini, Wintail Jr., which I did pick up last week by dropping the Gliscor. I will be covering that in a upcoming video of mine, just talking about the transactions that I made in the past week, and there's gonna be some drastic change to my roster in the upcoming weeks. I'll be covering that in an upcoming video. And obviously I have another ice resist, which is Aegis the Fortress. I'll be going over them momentarily. So anyways, yeah, the modest nature just helped me hit as hard as I can without losing out on speed. The reason I brought Choice Scarf Hydreigon is I want to outspeed the Greninja that's not Choice Scarfed. So that's the main reason. But the thing is, because Hydreigon's speed tier is below 100, so I actually don't outspeed majority member of his team if he does decide to pack a Scarf on any of his mons. So that's that. Up next we have Aura the Victini packing another Choice Scarf. So we have double Scarf this week. I think for the first time I think is I brought double scarf. For the longest time, I thought we had the item clause that only allow us to have one item on each mon, whereas we can have up to 2, I believe. Anyways, obviously the ability is going to be Victory Star, packing the move U-turn, Glaciate, Blue Flare, and Thunderbolt. Bolt Beam coverage is actually super good against his team, but I don't have too many mons that can abuse this. Even though Low Putty gets Thunder Punch and Ice Punch, but return does more anyways, slightly. U-turn is there for momentum, same idea with Incurcio, just to outrun and figure out what his scarfers are, since I am packing max special attack and max speed with a timid nature. This is one of the weeks where I'm forced to run max with speed boosting nature, which is something I really dislike, as I talked about in my previous builder. However, he does have Jirachi on his team as his mythical legendary, so because we are Psychic Fire, so we do have a decent matchup just against the Jirachi in general, because of our typing. However, I can't risk him, or I guess there's really no way that I can prep for a Paraflinch Jirachi or a Choice Scarf Jirachi, aside from bringing a Choice Scarf off my own. I thought about, because Lycanroc, even though it does have the priority, because its rock typing is really letting it down, and I'm not going to be able to hit that thing up with a Stomping Tantrum or a Drill Run if he is Choice Scarf. So that's why I opt to go for the max speed Victini in case the Jirachi is Choice Scarf. And it also allows me to find out whether if he's Galvantula is Choice Scarf, because as I mentioned before, Choice Scarf or Choice Spec Galvantula has a tremendous matchup against my team, because I don't have a safe switch in. My Dragon, which resists the electric stab, is weak to the other stab, which is the bug stab. I did bring something, well, you guys will see a little bit later that I did bring something to help me, I guess not to check, but as a, I guess, a semi-switching into that Galvantula. So that's that. Glaciate is there for another purpose, to force the Mega Altaria to Mega Evolve, so that it loses its flying typing. You guys will see a little bit later what my strategy is. And Blue Flare is there obviously for general stab, and Thunderbolt is there to hit the Greninja, and even though I'll probably click U-turn against the Greninja once I find out it's not scarfed anyways, but it's mainly there to hit the Azu. Azu is a pretty good bring against me in my opinion, because defensively it checks both Incurcio, the Hydreigon, and Ara the Victini. However though, if he brings a defensive or a more offensive just basically any sets of what's his face, Azumarill, there's no way that he will be able to break my next member here, which is Wintal Jr., the Toxapex. Last week I did drop Gliscor to pick up Toxapex to help with my basically divisional matchup, just against the 3 other teams within my division. Packing the Blood Sludge, the ability Regenerator, with the moves Toxic Spikes, Haze, Scald, and Recover. Recover is pretty self-explanatory, same with Scald. Haze is there for the Dragon Dancing Altaria or the Belly Drum Azu. So this is my dedicated switch into the Azu and the Altaria, as both of these 2 fairies doesn't do too much against me. However though, there's one set in particular that Azu can run to beat Toxapex, that's Perish Trap. It's something I didn't fight it in my mock, but it's something that I thought about, and I asked both Lo-Fi and Isaac, shout out to them both who helped me mock this week. It's something that I thought about, and I asked them to bring against me. They didn't have it initially, simply because Perish Trap, even though it beats Toxapex, it doesn't do anything, I guess it doesn't do too much against Hydreigon or Victini, as I can just U-turn out, and there's not too much an Azu can do back to me offensively. And Toxic Spikes was my whole idea to force the basically the Altaria to Mega Evolve, so that it will be taking residual damage from the Toxic Spikes even if it's packing the Defog, because I can always set up Toxic Spikes against the Mega Altaria anyways. This is also my dedicated switch into Greninja, as based on my ED spread, I think I have a very low chance of get 3-hit KO'd by a Life Orb Greninja with a Timid nature. I believe he has to run a Timid nature in order to outrun a basically just outrun a Lycanroc Dusk. That's why I'm more confident that, because Lotus is such a good player, so I think his EV spreads will be optimized. I'm going to be trying to take advantage of that a little bit later. I'll show you guys once I get to my other mons. And the defense investment just helped me basically take on the Azu and Azumarill, and the rest in special defense to help me take hits from the Greninja, obviously, like I mentioned. And one interesting thing is I actually have a good chance to live a Timid Choice Spec Thunderbolt. No, Timid Choice Spec Thunder, I believe, from a Galvantula. The same idea. The Galvantula is probably going to be Timid to outrun the Victini, to guarantee to outrun, I guess, non-scarf speed boosting nature Victini. So even if he's going to be Choice Spec, he's probably gonna run a Timid nature. Same with a Choice Scarf, I guess, to outrun a potential Choice Scarf Hydreigon. And so if I have a dedicated switch into the Galvantula. However, if I need to take a potential Thunder with my Toxapex from full, I can do that. So next up we have Kurogili the Kovac, packing the Assault Vest for the first time with the ability Mummy, the moves Shadow Ball, Knockoff, Nightshade, and Energy Ball. Okay, so one thing is, man, this thing's move pool is so bad that I actually couldn't find 4 moves to fit on this thing after I decided to run an Assault Vest. Anyways, that's another story. As you can see, I am packing the max HP and max special defense. This is to help me, I guess, semi-switching into the Galvantula, as I don't have a ground type, like I mentioned before. The moves are Shadow Ball, Knockoff, Nightshade, and Energy Ball. I might have already gone over that. Anyways, so Energy Ball is there for the Claydol and what else? It's mainly for the Claydol, I think. Just a general stab in overall. But I'm gonna be clicking Knockoff most of the time anyways. Nightshade, I believe, is there to help me break a sub in case something is trying to set up on this thing, which I don't think he will, since I do have the potential chance of packing the haste. And Energy Ball is there to help me hit the Azu and Greninja, I guess. I do take 2 Dark Pulse if he's not a Life Orb, Timid Greninja. So that's that, but I do have to preserve my Kovac relatively well this week to take on the Galvantula. So the EVs are obviously max HP and max special defense with a sassy nature, since I don't really need the speed on this thing. So Leone is coming back once again, my Mega Lopunny. I've been bringing her every single week so far, I believe. Packing the moves Return Substitute, Drain Punch, and Toxic. So the EV spreads here, right? Because Lotus is such a good player, like I mentioned before, I believe his EV spread will be optimized. So I think he will actually only bring a fast enough Greninja, if it's not Scarf, to outrun a max speed, speed boosting nature Lycanroc Dusk, which is the next fastest thing on my roster. So I only EV'd the Mega Lopunny to outrun a Greninja that's EV'd to outrun a Lycanroc Dusk, if that makes any sense. Because I do want to run the Adamant nature to help me hit as hard as I can, and the rest just in HP. So the moves here are quite interesting. I don't have the Fake Out, because I think Lotus is so good. He should scout for the Fake Out. So especially when he lead with Greninja. If he's not, even if he's Scarfed, he should try to scout for the Fake Out anyways. So if I do get that matchup right, if I feel, I guess if I'm in a situation like that, I will probably go for the sub to 1, scout out what if he's Scarfed, and 2, to get a potential Toxic off on the following turn, as I think one of his most likely switching to the Mega Lopunny is that Intimidate Arcanine. So I would like to get that thing Toxic, and Drain Punch just help me get back health after using a substitute. Return is for general stab, as it does hit harder than both Thunder Punch and Ice Punch. So next up we have the last member of this week, Aegis the Fortress, coming back once again, packing the leftovers with the ability Sturdy, with the moves Strider Ball, Spikes, Rapid Spin, and Volt Switch. Volt Switch is there to help me get slow momentum into my offensive threats. and Gyro Ball is there to help me break a sub and against these fairies. Spikes is there to hazard stack him because I don't have hazard. Well, I do have hazard control via a rapid spin, but that's just a backup plan. My main plan is to hazard stack him, so weaken his team to a point where Scarf Hydreigon or Scarf Victini can put in a lot of work. So my hazards, my hazard control is basically, I guess, not on the top of my priority list, since I can probably out hazard him, then he can out hazard me. If he brings the Claydol to go for rapid spin over defog, I can always go into my Kurogiri as he checks it very well, and I can just get up a knockoff and block the rapid spin from that point onward. Claydol does have a tremendous matchup against my team. It beats the Hydreigon, Victini, Wintel, the Toxapex, and Leone, the Mega Lopunny in theory, just because it's dual stab and the ability to run Dazzling Gleam just for the Hydreigon. So that's something I have to keep in mind. But yeah, that's gonna be it for the team this week. I'm actually gonna be hopping on into the battle with Whitelotus momentarily. So I guess I'll see you guys in the battle. Peace out, technicians. Admin Crow here, signing off.